Yo guys, what's up? It's Gina again, and guess what? I am finally making another YouTube video, which is crazy because it's been a long time. And I said I was gonna do this, and I literally have not done much of it at all. And probably the reason that I haven't done a lot of them is because they're actually really time consuming. So, now that I'm done making excuses, I'll tell you what this video is gonna be about. And basically, a lot of you, after I posted my press handstand video, asked me for tips on learning press handstands. So that's what I'm gonna do today. And I don't normally like to film in my apartment because A, it is never clean. B, the carpet is brown. The carpet is brown. It's a weird color. And C, I just don't think it's that cool, but we'll do it anyway. I'll invite you guys into my lovely abode. So hopefully you guys like this video and subscribe to my channel if you do, and if you want more videos, please let me know, and I will definitely try to post more of them in the future. Sound good? Okay. So the first handstand press that I ever learned was from a straddle in a standing position. And I was never good at these, and still to this day, presses are probably my main weakness. So bear with me. Lean over your fingertips and toes come up, and you straddle your legs up to the top. So that was the first and most basic one that I've ever learned. If you are a beginner and you're not even working on presses yet, I would say number one, you need to learn a handstand. That's, you know, clearly you need to learn a handstand because that's the only way you're going to be able to press to a handstand. And number two, if you have a handstand but you're having trouble balancing, you can actually learn presses from your forearms as well. So you can put your head on the ground in kind of a forearm handstand like this. Start in straddle and lean up and back down. So the next press that I tried to learn, I actually learned at one of the parkour gyms here in Philadelphia, and there was a yoga instructor there. And he told me that the next step would be to start standing in a pike and then be able to lift up and then straddle and then up all the way. I think it took me about 2 weeks to get that press, and I will show you what that one looks like. For that one, you're gonna start in more of a pike. Hands are flat. Press up to pike, straddle, and up. That was the second press that I ever learned. It definitely was not easy for me, and I still have room for improvement. You're supposed to really be able to press with locked arms, and a lot of times I press with bent arms, so my goal is to eventually be able to press with locked arms the entire time. Fast forward again to probably about maybe 2 weeks ago now, I was playing around with the idea of a pike press, which is like the #1 hardest press in my mind that you can possibly get. It's the one where you're standing in a pike and you slowly lift your legs all the way up to handstand with straight legs, feet together. And for me, it was virtually impossible. I literally thought my body was not meant to do presses. I thought maybe I was too tall, or maybe my legs were too heavy or something, because I had tried it over and over and over and I just was not getting it. Until one day I was actually working on tuck presses. So I'll show you my tuck press. And this was the skill that I got directly before I got my pike press. These are all the progression steps that I'm showing you. Hopefully this is helpful. So this is what the tuck press looks like. You're gonna start basically like you're in a pike press. So you press up, lift, tuck your knees, and up to handstand. When I got that tuck press, I was so excited. Literally, I could not believe that I even was able to like remotely do almost a pike press. After that happened, I was like determined to pike press, and I wasn't gonna stop until I got it. I just kept working on tuck presses, I kept working on straddle presses, I kept working all of my presses. I would even work on negatives where you start in handstand and then you bring your legs back down slowly to where you start. As far as drills go, I didn't necessarily work drills. I really just worked skills, and I worked on progression skills. So like I said, I started with the straddle from the ground, then I worked from pike to straddle, then up, then I worked my tuck press, and then finally I got my pike press. Yeah. And I'll show you my pike press now. Hopefully it works out here. That one definitely takes the most energy. I feel it mainly in my shoulders, and when I lean, it's really just about being able to stabilize your body at an angle. If your hands are on the floor, then your shoulders need to lean over your hands pretty far for your body to be able to bring its own feet up like that. As soon as I did it, I looked around and no one was here, and I was like, no way. I could not believe it. So definitely keep practicing. If you work really hard toward one skill and you do the basics and you keep practicing and you keep practicing, especially with presses, then eventually you will 100% be able to do it. And it just really takes time. So finally, the last press that I recently learned, maybe 3 days ago, is the straddle press from the, they call it like a frog position. And basically you're putting your arms under your legs and you're pushing your feet up to a straddle, and that's how you start. And for this press, I think it's actually a little bit easier than what it seems, because you're able to use your elbows to bring your hips up in the air. So your feet are here, and as you lean, you kind of straighten your arms, which sends your butt up in the air for you. And I'll go ahead and try and show you one now. So for me, that one is still very difficult. My next goal is to be able to press from the floor in a straddle all the way up to handstand. And I think that one is the main one I'm gonna focus on now, to be able to learn how to get my hips up. Presses are all about every part of your body working together as one. And I think for me, the most difficult part is being able to isolate my hips and be able to get them up enough in the air over top of my hands. As far as drills go, I would say, like I said before, just keep practicing the presses that you already have, or work toward, you know, one press. Work toward your straddle press. You can jump into it. Work toward your tuck press. Try jumping into it if you can't do that. Work on your handstand strength. Being able to hold handstand is really important too. Work on your body shapes. If you have any sort of arch, or if you have any sort of part of your body that's out of line, it's gonna make it 10 times harder for you to be able to press to that straight line. That is my advice for everyone. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. Make sure you follow my Instagram account at Gina Scarangella. That's where I post most of my fun things. I will catch you guys next time.